What's up guys? I was recently asked to make a video about the difference between show and pet quality rabbits. So I figured I would do that today with my mini lops and my Holland Lop. But just so you know, I did compete when I was younger a little bit, but not really. So I don't compete anymore. I just breed pet quality rabbits. If you want to know more about competing putting your rabbit in a show, then you can go to the ARBA website, which is the American Rabbit Breeders Association. So this is my rabbit Millie. She's a mini lop, and she honestly would make a pretty good show rabbit if it weren't for her coloring. So the main things you're going to look for in a show rabbit for a mini lop is the size, either the fur, the crown on their head, which is where this hair pops up and they have two little humps, and then the shape of their head. So is their face super narrow or is it a little bit blockier? The more narrow their face, the less points they're going to get. So they look for the rabbit to be pretty stocky and long and thick. And it's okay. So if you have a female rabbit and she has a dewlap, which is the little extra fur that female rabbits have under their chin, that's absolutely fine. You won't lose any points from that. But the main thing is you want to look for the face to be, pretty compact, pretty square. She has a little bit of a narrow face, but it's really not that bad. And her ear length, this crown back here is a huge thing, and mainly just the body and the shape of the body. So if you have a really skinny, thin-haired mini lop, they're not going to do so well in show. You want their fur to be nice and thick, shiny, big body. They should weigh about 6 pounds. And the reason she would not be able to compete is because of her color pattern. So she's a Harlequin, and the Harlequin color pattern for mini lops is not allowed to compete in show. So there are a lot of colors that can, but hers cannot. So although she's actually like perfect size, good head shape, nice ears, nice crown up here, she could not compete just because of her coloring. I will show you a mini lop in a second though that he has coloring that he would be able to compete with. But yeah, so overall her shape, her fur, like the feel of it, the thickness of it, her head or ears would make her a perfect show bunny, but because of her color she cannot compete in show. That's going to give you're judged out of 100 points, and 43 of those points are based on the shape of the head, the body, and all those main things. Then they're going to judge the nails, the bottom of the feet. The front feet actually have to be white completely. The back feet can be slightly yellow. The nails need to be trimmed. They're going to check the teeth to make sure they're good length, not grown too long. They're going to check a lot of little things like that. That's judged a little bit less on the point scale, but it still matters. So I'm going to show you my male mini lop that has a color that could compete, but I believe he wouldn't do that well because of his size, and she would do better for, like, if it was based on shape, than he would. So yeah. So this is my male mini lop. His name is Willie. He's a black tort, it's called. That's the color of his pattern. So it's when it's darker here and then gets lighter here on the ears and the front. And even back here, you can see it changes a little bit, which is a pattern that can be put into shows. However, he's a little bit light for a mini lop. I believe he is about 5 pounds instead of 6. And his fur is definitely a little bit thinner. It's not as thick as my females. His head is nice and blocky though. He has a great crown on his head. He's molting a little bit right now, so you can see that on his ears. He's also very fidgety. So the female I just showed, she'd be great on table if you wanted to bring them, because you have to put them on a table when you're competing and the judge touches them for everything and, judges them. And if they're super fidgety, it's not going to go well. And that they can lose points for that. So he would not do well on the judges table because he would probably be fidgeting. But he's pretty good color. He's okay size-wise. He could be a little bit bigger, but he does have that nice blocky head, those nice long ears, and the crown on his head, and the coloring. So he could definitely compete. I don't know how well he would do. If you put your rabbits into a show, they should have a pedigree to show their family history and everything. So if you're buying from a breeder, so I'm a breeder of pet quality rabbits because I don't get pedigrees for them, which is just a history of their parents, their grandparents, where they came from, their exact color pattern, and the genes they carry. That does cost breeders money and time to make sure all the babies have that. So that's why a lot of the times a pet or a show quality rabbit will, he's nudging me, will cost a little bit more. That doesn't mean that they're going to be more attractive or cuter or better than a pet quality rabbit. It just means that they don't come with a pedigree, so you don't know their exact family history, and if you wanted to breed them, you don't know exactly what babies they would produce color-wise and everything. So that is the main difference. I have one Holland Lop female. I'm about to show her next. She would be able to compete in show, and she does have a pedigree. So I'll show her and talk about that a little bit, but this is why this guy could not compete, mainly because he's too fidgety. He wouldn't sit still, but he is a pretty rabbit, so. So this is my Holland Lop. Her name is Lily. She would do well in a show for a Holland Lop. So that's what I mean. That's why I'm only talking about two rabbits, because if you have a specific breed, you need to go to ARBA's website and look up what that specific breed should have to compete in a show for their quality, you know, what the judges will be looking for. But for a Holland Lop, she is considered an orange split Vienna marked Holland Lop. She's Vienna marked because she has this white stripe in the face, and she has blue eyes as well. She's a split because she has orange and white fur. She has a great blocky head, nice short ears, great stature when she sits. You have to wait a second for her to, there we go. She's about 3 pounds, so she's great weight for Holland Lop. So yeah, she has a lot of the qualities that would do actually really well in a show. And she does have a pedigree as well. And this is what a pedigree looks like. So this is her family history. And then these are her 2 parents coming down from the line. And then this is some information about her. So if you were to get a pedigree, it would look something like this, hopefully. And then you would know, you know, history of the patterns and parents and everything, and you know exactly how they came to be. But so if I wanted to put her into a show, I could, and I do believe she would do pretty well, just based on the blockiness of her head, her size, her stature, her pattern, you know, everything about her. She's clean, she's got great fur. So hopefully, to that person that commented yesterday, this all answers your questions about pet versus show quality rabbits. If you have any other questions about it, please leave a comment down below. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.